This is the White Rotary Sewing Machine Zigzag attachment. This is the booklet that comes with it. It has very easy instructions. And what I'll do is run over the things with you as we apply the attachment to the machine. It comes in a little case like this, and what you have to do, it comes with an edge stitcher that will fit on the front of the ZigZagger, and you have to make sure that you get the little screw that comes with it. Now, on Singer ZigZaggers, that screw is in the correct hole and you're unable to remove it, but with this one, the screw comes out, so you have to make sure that you get that if you buy one. Okay, so these are the basics they have you do before you can zigzag. You remove the collar and the foot, as I showed in step 1. You lighten the pressure on the top of the machine, which is the pressure that the ZigZagger will put on the fabric. And you take your bobbin out and you loosen the tension of the bobbin case. And your bobbin case may look different from mine depending on which white machine you have. So I have done that. I have loosened this a little bit, and I have to get this back in a kind of a funny way because this machine is in a treadle. So I've gone ahead and done that. I've lightened the pressure on the fabric. I just want to slide this back on. There we go. The needle is threaded. So here is the ZigZagger. Now this screw is going to be very important because that's what's going to hold it on the machine. This over here is how you adjust the width of the stitch. 1 is narrowest and 4 is the widest. So you can loosen this knob and slide this back and forth. I have it set at about 3. You want the arm about this high, and what you're going to do is bring it from the back. You want this screw loosened when you're doing this. Bring it from the back, and as you do, you have to fit the arm over the needle clamp screw. And on this machine, you can see there's a little ridge right there. You want it to be up near that ridge. So then, you take a screwdriver, and you need to tighten this screw. So what this does is the screw just hits the presser bar and holds this in place. But you want to make sure, you don't want to over tighten it so it gets stuck, but you want to make sure it's on there tight and that everything is sitting straight. And you want to double check that you got the arm on the needle clamp screw. Now, the first time I tried this, which was a few minutes ago, I did not loosen the bottom tension. It just seemed, you know, why would I need to do that? Well, I needed to do that because you need to do that. It is too tight without doing that. So, we have it attached. We have it on there. I have 2 pieces of old sheeting fabric. And as I said, the other thing you have to do is choose your stitch length, which will determine how close together your stitches are. So if you wanted a satin stitch on this white, I would be choosing like a 1, 2, or 3 stitch length. I have it right now at 5. And I just have to get treadle going. And I had not picked up the bobbin thread. Now these work the same as any of the other zigzaggers. Let's pull this out and find out why this is still bunching up. It's working, but it's bunching up. So let's do this again. I'm going to loosen the upper tension. So really you're loosening the pressure that the zigzagger puts on the fabric. You're loosening the bobbin tension, and now I'm going to try and loosen the upper tension. And this machine has been giving me, it's been turning over. I don't know if I had something in the way of the treadle. And look at that, I think we have it. We have it. Now this fabric is fairly lightweight. So it is still puckering a little bit, but it's working. It's working. Now, one thing that this has, which is kind of exciting, is on the front of the foot, without the edge stitcher, it has a guide, a thread guide, for cord, they say embroidery floss or yarn. So this is 6 strands of DMC embroidery floss. And let's just see if I can. I'm trying to think of the best way to get it under there. You have to get it, there's a little blue piece of metal that is the guide. And you would think it would just clip in place, but it doesn't really want to do that. There we go. So lift up the foot, and you have some space on the right. This might be the most frustrating part, is getting that in there. Especially with floss, where it's going to separate maybe. I think my first idea was better. Of course, in the book they just say place the cord under the guide. There we go. So my hand was in the way. Let's do it again. Put your cord across the foot, left to right, like that. If I can do it from the back. And you want to get it down to the right of the guide that you'll see when you're doing this. It's difficult to keep my hand out of the way. But once you slide the cord, it does go right under the guide. I can't do it without having my hand in the way. It's not really a pain, even though it looks like it might be. So all you need to do is get a loop and then pull it under the guide. And then obviously get it headed toward the back. So that, if this takes you a couple of minutes, that's not really a bad thing. Move this over a little bit and see how this goes. And a little seam ripper or awl won't hurt either to get that end of the cord out of the way. What a pain, huh? Well, let's see if it gets caught. It may not get caught. It may just move toward the back like it's supposed to. So we have the presser foot down, the cord in place, and I'm ecstatic. Look at this. Now, I'm used to having this on a Singer. I wasn't sure I'd get one for the White Family Rotary. And look at that. It does say that when you're doing that part, that you hold this tight and straight. And of course, if I reduced the width of the stitch, I would really just be covering the width of the floss. Up here though, it did get a little bit caught, so you do want to take the time to pull that toward the back. I'm thrilled. There is a way to do zigzagging on a white rotary, a White Family Rotary from 1901.